So I guess my I don't really have a question, but like the thing that's been happening is like a lot of like pain body like energy coming up.
Mm.
And when you were speaking about when you were speaking about like the irritation like in the body, um like the irritation of like identification,
Mm.
like I really felt that. And I think that I have been taking myself like very seriously. And I was reading like The Power of Now like a couple of weeks ago. And what The Power of Now was talking about was like Eckhart Tolle was talking about like going through the body, instead of like trying to get away from it. And I guess I've been like doing a lot of that, like trying to go through the body. But I can also see how that like can really get you into tangles because um I start trying to take like charge of like the body and trying to fix things that are like happening like in the system.
Mm.
Um and thinking that things are going wrong if like the energy isn't flowing or um what's been happening recently is that I felt like very guarded. So I push things away energetically. I probably push people away as well. Um, and so I think a big part of that is like the like just a identification happening. Like I
Mm.
think that's um so I'm wondering like how I can soften that.
Yeah, yesterday I was reading out this quote in one of my sessions, and I feel like I'll read it from. It's for Ramana Maharshi,
Yeah.
so I feel to read it to you. I couldn't really understand exactly what you said, or I didn't really understand what you were meaning about like the body, like getting all in tangles, like you're trying to take control of
Yeah,
it. But
like
it's
energetically like what's happening, trying to like manage it and being like, okay, if things are releasing, then things are going well. If
yeah,
things feel shut down, then they're not.
yeah,
Then I feel like I have to open up and I have to be in charge of like opening up and allowing
yeah,
things. Um, but I feel like it's all like identification, like in the end is, yeah.
yeah. Um, so I'll just read you
Yeah.
um, this quote from Talks with Ramana Maharshi, and then I'll go into the part of the quote that I like. So D is the questioner, and M is Maharshi. The world is materialistic. What is the remedy for it? M. Materialistic or spiritual, it is according to your outlook. And then it says words that I can't pronounce because of my dyslexia and I'm not Indian. So it says, yeah, I'm not going to try to. But it's basically talking, I think, about um, like your thoughts, your feelings, the way you relate to God, your karma kind of thing. Make your outlook right. The Creator knows how to take care of His creation. D. What is the best thing to do for ensuring the future? M. Take care of the present. The future will take care of itself. D. The future is the result of the present. So what should I do to make it good, or should I keep still? M. Who is the doubter? Who is the one that wants a course of action? Find the doubter. If you hold the doubter will disappear. Having lost hold of the self, the thoughts afflict you, the world is seen, doubts arise, also anxiety for the future. Hold fast the self, these will disappear. D. How to do it. M. The question is relevant to the matters of non-self, but not to the matter of self. Do you doubt the existence of your own self? D. No, but still I want to know how the self could be realized. Is there any method leading to it? M. Make effort. Just as water is got by boring a well, so also you realize the self by investigation. D. Yes, but some find water readily and others with difficulty. M. But you already see the moisture on the surface. You are hazily aware of self. Pursue it. When the efforts cease, the self shines forth. D, how to train the mind to look within. M, by practice. The mind is the intelligent phase leading to its own destruction for self to manifest. D, how to destroy the mind. M, water cannot be made dry. Water, seek the self, the mind will be destroyed. So the bit that I particularly wanted to highlight was this part. So who is the doubter? This is Maharishi. It says this, who is the doubter? Who is it that wants a course of action? Find the doubter. If you hold the doubter will disappear. Having lost hold of the self, the thoughts afflict you. The world is seen. Doubt arises, also anxiety for the future. Hold fast the self, these disappear. And then he says how to do that, and then this is the really nice kick to the question, to the answer. Maharishi, the question is relevant to matters of non-self, but not to the self in capital letters. Do you doubt the existence of your own self? So D says how to do it. This question is relevant to matters of non-self, but not to the actual self. So basically what I take from that, and in relation to your question, is that, so say if you've got pain in your body, like you've got an emotion in your body, the urge is to run away from it, and all Maharishi is recognizing is staying with it. Like you stay with it, you go to the source of it. What normally happens when you're identified is you extrapolate out. So say, just for an example, if you're out on the streets and someone does something rude to you, then you extrapolate out into blame or guilt or shame. And your mind goes wild and they shouldn't do that, they're an asshole, or guilt, I am so bad, I shouldn't have done that, or who do they think they are, or oh my goodness, what if people saw? So it then extrapolates out and then keeps repeating this story. And what Ramana Maharshi is suggesting, I think, it's all down to interpretation though, is that you just come back to the initial feeling. So the initial feeling in that, say if somebody's horrible to you in the street, is a sense that you are bad. I am bad. So it's just coming back to this initial sense of the feeling, I am bad, and going down to the base of it. And then it will disappear. But it's not about getting it to disappear, it's just holding tight to this belief of who you think you are, which is in that moment a bad person underneath everything. And you hold tight to that and then it all disappears into itself. It's like you can't infinitely hold on to a drop once it dissolves into the ocean. So it's like I am bad initiates from this massive infinite self, the big self. And then it's you hold on to this thought of being bad, and then that will begin to disappear. And this is what I get the sense that a lot of non-duality teachers are, speaking about when they're saying just stay present to the emotion. It's not about getting rid of it. It's that what begins to dissolve is the illusion of the I that believes they are bad.
So it's like you become focused on the drop.
And you just come focus on the drop, and then you'll begin to see that it's totally like in a massive ocean of water. And then the next part to what he says is really sweet, because the question, how do I do this? The question is only relevant to the matters of the non-self. So the non-self is always obsessed with how do I do that? How do I arrive? But who is doing that? Who is going to arrive where? Like it's only relevant, this question, to the person. But it's like just becoming truthful to what you are now. What you are now is you believe you're a bad boy, for example. I am bad. It's just holding on to that, and that illusion will die. It's really I am. And it's even more intimate than that. It's like I amness, which is also emptiness and consciousness as well. It's so sweet. So I don't know how that relates with what you asked. Like I know you asked about the pain body and stuff, but I didn't really understand exactly what you were saying was the problem. But that's what just came to mind.
Yeah, I guess the mind doesn't really know what the problem is, right?
Yeah.
It's just like makes something up.
Yeah. It's just coming back to what you feel in this moment. So like if you feel like you are bad, that's the reality, and it's coming back to that rather than extrapolating out with all the octopus legs into all the dimensions of how you're bad. It's like it's coming back to I am bad, I am bad, I'm bad, and then the badness begins to disappear because nothing lasts forever, and what's left is I am, is amness, I am. And that I am isn't separate from everything. That I am is that initial sense of being, which is everything. It's empty, it's nothing. You're not anything. This I am isn't anything. Or this amness, whichever word you like. This beingness isn't anything. The badness will disappear at some point. It's like a bundle of energy caught in the body. It's just karma, basically.
Yeah,
Like I can have these thoughts sometimes that arise, like I am bad, or I'm good, or like these initial thoughts, and it's just an energy that's in your body, and it could also be from the outside, like it could be somebody else's you're picking up on. But the key to it is that's not who you are. You are is the I am. When you're really identified, you're just you believe you are bad, but you're not really conscious of that. You're just in this like lost world of like, they're bad, they need to pay for what they did, or I'm so guilty, or this mental agony.
right,
And then then
right.
all types of dramas are created in your life. And so it's just coming back to this initial belief. And then that belief will change because everything changes. And as it's in that moment of flux, then all that's left is I am. And then maybe another one comes in, I am good. but before that I am good comes in, there is just I am. I am. This is everything. That I am is everything. It's not a I as in like a somebody. It's like this is. There is that everythingness.
Well, I can feel like how, like the base level of irritation. It feels like irritation, like deep in the belly, and that sometimes like turns into like extreme seeking, and that can turn into the pain body, which if identified with, then that spins out.
Yeah, I do think irritation, like I am irritated, is the base.
Yeah, yeah,
I think underneath that it's
yeah,
maybe
most
like
definitely.
I hate, or it's even deeper than that, than I hate.
Yeah,
So it might be I hate is another step. And then underneath it's like maybe, like I hate
loneliness,
myself, or a loneliness, or
right.
like I am guilty, or they're guilty, or I've been abused, they've hurt me.
So
So
I
that's
can
the
go
initial
into that,
story.
I
Yeah,
guess.
and it's just holding on to it, like Ramana says, but then also knowing that there is no non-self that's holding on to it. It's just an appearance. Like, so you hold on to it, and then at some point that energy will change, the basic feeling that you're having, and then all that will be left is I am, which is everywhere. And then a new thought might come in, but there's this deeper and deeper connection with what you truly are, which is this beingness, this presence.
It's it sometimes feels like something like pushes the I am away.
Mm.
Like I
Yeah.
don't know if that's even possible, like energetically.
Yeah, it's the seeking energy.
Yeah,
It can't really push the I am away because the I am is what you are, but it's the seeking energy coming in and trying to be something, like it's terrified of not being anything, because I am is like, it's nothing, and yet it's all things.
right.
It's death, the walking death.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, always pleasure. It's always lovely to
Appreciate
hear
it.
from you, Brian. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Have a good
Bye.
evening. Bye.